Hi guys, I've made this Ogly app for people who like to be productive so that they can spend less time at work, achieve the outcome in a shorter time, and have more time to do what they love and to spend time with their loved ones. So you look at the Ogly that I made. I've added some features uh, that makes it both look good and useful. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so firstly we have you can set your goals, right? You can do your routine, you can do the project. Okay, so basically to explain a bit about goal setting, goals we want to set realistic goals, specific goals, measurable goals, so that you can set goals that are towards like that makes you happy, but you need something to do every day, so that you will achieve your goals, things that are achievable, specific steps that you can take every day so that you will achieve your long-term goals. And that comes into the routine, things that you do every day, to be so that you become better at it every day, and then eventually you become so good at it you achieve your goals. And some things that you need time to build up, you have to be patient with it, and so these things will go to your routine and you will go to your tasks. Okay, a goal is achieved over a period of time with tasks directed at those goals, right? So and along the way you need to make difficult decisions, like when you're pursuing some goals, opportunities may arise, some risks may arise, some threat may arise, and you need to make a decision and on how you're going to deal with these things. And this decision template will help you make the right decision, will help you consider the different options that you have, and to think about what are the chances that they will turn out good or bad if you take a certain option. And it helps you to weight all those options to arrive at the best decision. It has some decision science element in it. I'll show you in a while. So you can also have checklists. If you read the book Checklist Manifesto, they have many stories of how people use checklists, how professionals, experts use checklists to do their work better and more effectively. And you have to read that book, or you just start using checklists and witness for yourself how your work can become more efficient if you use checklists, so that you don't have to hesitate, you don't have to let your thoughts roam randomly when you want to do a certain task. And you have to learn from the experts, their checklist. Every experts have a checklist on how they do the task that they are good at. And if you know what is their checklist, you can perform the steps and check off the list and make sure that you achieve an outcome that is very close to what a professional or an expert will achieve. I'm a math teacher and tell you that I also have a checklist for every type of problems, but it's right inside my mind because I'm so fluent with it. But if I teach a student, I'll make them use a checklist so that they could achieve the standard I achieve with a relatively short amount of time. But then along the way they will become so fluent at it itself that they don't need a checklist anymore. But in the beginning it's always good to have a checklist. And face it, like whatever goals we have, sometimes you will have to do with money, because money is the important resource. It allows us to recruit talent or people to help us do things. It allows us to acquire tools, machines, things that we need to achieve our goals. So we need to spend our money wisely so that we can achieve our goals. And this budget template will allow you to record all your expenses and income and group them in different categories. So for example, you have a category for food, for transport, for learning, for all your projects. You can group them under separate categories. And what's good thing about it, I just added a consolidated statement feature. That means although it's grouped under different categories, you see the consolidated statement somewhere, and you can see the total amount that you have as your income and the total expenses you have your date to date, and you can see them as separate categories. So it makes managing your finance very efficient. All right, you can track them over course of a year and then report your tax. You will not have anything missed out, right? And then the next thing is like mind map. Mind map is very important. As you go through, if you learn a lot of things, you have to put them in a kind of structure. If you read the book Minto Pyramid by Barbara Minto, it recommends that if you put your arguments, your persuasions, your learnings in a Minto pyramid structure, this structure allows you to organize your learning so that you can actually apply them. How often we learn so many things, but they exist in random, chaotic, not structured way, so that when we actually wants to apply something, when we face a situation where we need to apply our learning, we are paralyzed, we do not know what to do. But this mind maps allows you to organize your learning in such a way, in a structure, so that you can organize your learning and can retrieve them from memory easily, and you know how each idea leads to the next level of the idea and supports them, so you can think coherently and you can be persuasive if you need to. If you use the mind map to convey your ideas, it will be more effective than if you were to think of random thoughts and convey them in a random way, right? So the next thing is triggers. Okay, I'll explain more about triggers. It's something like works with computing. If you are a nerd, or if you are a computing person, you know, we work with logic loops. Like if something happen, we do something. While something happen, we do something. This is very also useful if you want to codify your life. That means, for example, I could put something like I can train myself that if I'm angry, I breathe 10 times. So that kind of stuff is under the triggers template. You would like to train yourself with the triggers template. This is something innovative. It's not in any books, but it's something that I was inspired when I do computing. I think a human can be codified. If you put effort to codify yourself in a certain way, you improve over time and be able to shape your response in a wise manner. Okay, the next thing is problem, right? We will face with problems, right? Instead of complaining, this problem template asks you to specify your problem and the ideal state. What is the change required to transform your problem into the ideal state? It prompts you to think about your problems in a very positive way, so that and guides you into developing the steps you need to do to transform your problem into a positive force, into something ideal. So this is the problem template you see. And you heard of the famous business model canvas, right? Business model canvas, there are some very famous books, right, like by Willie or other people that will talk about the business model canvas. And okay, if you run a business, actually everybody runs some kind of business, right? Even if the business is not formal, we are always being of value to others in a certain way. When we generate value to others in a certain way, we are actually doing a business and having a kind of like business relationship, because we are transacting value, we are exchanging value. So when in the process of transacting and exchanging value, if we are very focused in what is the value we deliver, what is the outcome we want to have for our customers, what we need from our customers, what is our cost, and who do we partner, so that we can provide an effective service to our customers. Our customers can be our parents, our wife, our children, our siblings. In a sense, they are customers, in the sense that people we want to please, we want to help, we want to love, and kind of stuff, and we need some cooperation from them, and so that things will turn out well. So this is employing business thinking into a individual's life. And this business model canvas helps you to think about these roles. You as someone, you as a son, you as a husband, you as a children, you as a father, or you as a mother, that kind of stuff, right? Or even you as running a business. Is your model viable? Is your model sustainable? Is your model good for the world and the ecosystem that it is in? So this business model template actually helps you through this kind of thinking. You can record your thoughts there, so that you can always refer back to it, why you started the business and how you are going to run it, and you can constantly refine and review it, so that it becomes more effective and becomes a good business over time. Even the Airbnb model can be easily transcribed into this business model template, and it has been evaluated that way, right? So okay, so with this, all right, I'll just go on to show you each of my template. Right? So Okay, let's say if you go to the goal template, this is where you can create any category of goals. So for example, you want to set a goal for 2019, and then you can start listing your goals, maybe to get fit, right? Get fit is not very specific. Right, you can make it more specific by saying, right, I want to trim down, right, I want to slim down by 3 kg. So you can say, right, something like slim by 3 kg, right? And you can state your strategy, like maybe run 3 times a week, something like this, right? And one thing good about this app is that you never need to save, right? It is all automatically saved. So even like if I create another template right away, 2020 goals, and then I come back to it, you see, this is where it will appear. And then you can also scroll through the different goals that you have in terms of priority, right? You see, this is where you have the details. This part is where you have the details of the goals, and this is where you can write the goals, right? So that's the good thing about it. So, and you can delete, let's say if you no longer want that set of goal, you can delete it, right? And it will no longer be there, so you can go back, right? Okay, so you can go back. Okay, so the next thing is you can define your routine. What do you want to do every morning, afternoon, and evening? And so you wouldn't need to spend so much time thinking, what do I need to do after I wake up in the day, right? You can follow the routine that you have set for yourself and go through it, right? So that is another thing useful for this template. I won't go through in too much details about this template. Save your time, you can explore it. It's a very simple and straightforward template, right? And project is like something that has many comprises of many tasks. You have a specific goal, you have a standard that you want to meet before the project, you have a strategy to get the project going, and you need people and skills. You write them down so that you know who you need to contact for help, and then the resources, what resources you need to get the project done, and the key communications, like what you need to say to your stakeholders, your customers, so that they know what you are doing and they will cooperate with you to get it done, right? And then the key milestones, how do you know that you have achieved a key milestone and it's closer to the success that you want, right? So you can create, like all other templates in Oakley, you can create a name for each project, and you can create any number of them, infinite number. I don't know whether it's infinite, but it's actually large number of them, as many templates as you want. And so you can come back and refer to what you have thought out about these things, right? The next thing is you can set up tasks. You can set up a list, a urgent list, and important list. Most important innovation here I have for tasks is that it's categorized according to 4 types. Those tasks that you need a lot of time, those tasks that you not only need a lot of time but also a lot of energy, those tasks that you need a lot of energy but very little time, and those tasks that you need very little time and energy for. So that by classifying the tasks in this way, so that when you have little time and energy, you don't have to scroll through all the different types of tasks to find something that you can do. You can straight away go to the quadrant and say that, okay, I have little time and energy now, so this is what I will do. And when I have a lot of time and energy, I'll look at the quadrant on a lot of time and energy, I will do those. So because I think even if you have an urgent or important task, if you do not have that amount of time and energy to do it, you won't do it. So this is how I categorize, which I think is super genius and smart. But okay, this self-praise. Okay, so then the next thing is decision making, right? You can describe the situation. Describing the situation that you need a decision helps you clear your mind about it. The next thing, what are the options? Explore the options that you have in that situation. So often we jump to the first option we have and we try to act on it. This often leads to a reckless or a stupid decision, right? We should at least come up with 3 options that is sensible in the situation. Just like when you want to buy something, you compare 3 to know, and then to know what is the best. If you just take the next one, well, you save some time, but it may not be the best at the best price. It may not be the best quality things that you can get. So same thing, if you when you want to make a decision, you create 3 options, and then you look at you state the outcomes, right? In the optimistic scenario, taking this option may create this outcome. So for example, option 1, you want to go to the mall, right? You go to the mall, right? The optimistic outcome is that the mall is actually very has the things that maybe you need to buy, right? Then the moderate outcome, maybe it doesn't have the things that you buy, but it's a fun place to go. And in the pessimistic outcome, you have a nasty experience. And what is the chance for each outcome happening, and the payoff, right? If it is a good outcome, how happy will you be? The payoff can be is stated in a number, but it can be analogous to the state or the mood that you have. So I have some buttons here like equanimous or unbiased, and you can adjust from there, right? So to help you have a number to start with. 3 is the middle, right? 5 is very good, and then 1 is not so good. So if you key in according to, and you can give any numbers to it, even in terms of dollars, like you want to make $10,000, $20,000, and the chance would be like in an indication of how likely it is, and the app would be able to calculate based on weightage. It has a smart way of calculating based on the different chance and the payoff, what is the best decision. So for example, in this case, I'm going to calculate the best decision in this case because all of them have equal payoff. So that's why all of them are good decisions. But I could change this to like 5, and then you will realize when I calculate the best decision, it will tell me that it's the best decision to go to the mall. I'm just giving an illustration here. I've not been going to specific to list out all the options, but you can do it yourself when you have a decision to make, right? So the next thing is I'm going to go back to checklist, right? Checklist is where you can make new lists, like what maybe to repair a tab, or to a shopping list, or a operation manual of 10 steps that you need to do to get something done, right? Kind of stuff. And you can check them all, or you can check them or uncheck all, okay? Or you can check the steps that you have done. You can state the steps that you need to do here, right? You can make as many such lists as you want, right, to help you handle any number of things, right? If you don't know how to do something, you can go to the how-to website, how to do something. You go and Google how to do something, and then you copy down the steps so that you have this in your app. So when you need to do that thing, you will not in the situation, you will not be lost. You just open up, then refer and take the steps and do it, right? So this is a very helpful feature. And then the next thing is, like I mentioned, it allows you to track your income and expenses. You can see the income. You can check income, and you will calculate the total net income that you have, and then you will show this all in a consolidated statement. You can create another list for example food, and you key the expense here, and the income or here, and okay, and then you can see all of this in a consolidated statement, right? Then the next thing is mind map, right? Mind map is you can see all this. You can stretch to as many levels as you need. You can, let's say for example, the main points in a situation. You can create a learning on, for example, a lesson on a morality, alright, and right, or a lesson on anything, and then you write down the key points and the supporting points on each key point. You can choose to see only one of them, or two of them, or all of them, right? So that's the thing, right? That the back, right? After that, we have something like triggers. So for example, you want to run 6 times by 4th of May, right? This is something to tell you to do something. How many times by what? And then if, for example, if stress, do meditation. This is a trigger. So you just train yourself to do that. Whenever, if something happen, you do something. This is training yourself psychologically or physiologically, using this template to train yourself over time. And then you can create any types of triggers that you want, any number of triggers that you want, right, related to any type, any area in your life, like health, family, relationship, whatever. So then the next thing is the problem. So when you have a problem, you write down the problem and you state what is ideal. How, let's say for example, if you find that yourself is like you're very blur, or you're not very intelligent, then what would be ideal? The ideal is that you become very intelligent or very sharp. And what's the required change? Maybe spend more time learning, spend more time training yourself, intellectually or mentally, or read more books, or train yourself to react faster. So these are things, and then you can write down the key points how you want to train yourself. Maybe read more books, maybe go swimming, running, so that your mind is sharper, or eat well. So, and then the steps that you need to take for each key point, right? For example, to eat well, maybe you need to do this and that. Yeah, so that's the thing, right? Then okay, so then we go to the last one, business model canvas, right? Model canvas, right, allows you to, let's say if you have if you want to do a business, for example, to set up an Airbnb, or to do an investment, like who are the comrades. The first quadrant asks you to, who are the comrades, partners, and helpers you need. Do you need an advisor? Do you need a person who can do marketing for you? Alright, and then the key things that you need to do, for example, what do you do what is your core competency, what do you do best, what do you want to do yourself, and what do you want to outsource to others, what is the key activities of your business. And then the next quadrant will be the key resources you need, right? What do you need to do this business? For some business, the computer is very important. For some people, the people is very important, or what is important to you, right? State the key resources so that you are focused when you acquire them, right? And then the next thing is the what service, product, solution you are providing, what need, want you are fulfilling, the help that you give. Be very specific about that so that you can talk to your customers and they are clear what you are offering in each case. So then the other quadrant is the things that you do other than your core service and the product to keep your customers with you. So for example, having very polite waitress and waiters in your restaurant is the thing, or having a loyalty program or reward points, things like that. How would you keep your customers with you? And then the next thing is how they know you and how you deliver. This is also very important, right? How you do your marketing and how you deliver your product or services through what channels. Think about that, right? And then next thing is who enjoys, buys your service or product, meaning defining your customers. Not everyone is your customers. Who are the people, what type of people would like your service? Define them so that you can target your service, your offering to these people in a very targeted way. Know how to reach them and know what makes them happy. And the next thing is you have to write down the cost on you so that you know how to cover on those costs. Is it rental cost that is taking up most of your finances, or is it your time? What is the cost on you when you deliver a service? And then finally, know what is the reward of fulfillment you get. You cannot be sustainable if your reward does not cover your cost. If your cost is higher than your reward, then it cannot be sustainable. So you need to know what is the reward of fulfillment you get from offering that business, of offering the service and product through that business. Well, I've went through most of the templates in this Ogly app, and then there is a secret manual where I give my thoughts on productivity, about life and death, so that you have everything in perspective, right? Why do we need to be productive? What makes life meaningful? How do we be productive? My thoughts about that, which is accumulated through years of learning about from the different productivity gurus, from spiritual sources and things like that. I want to share them with you in my ebook, which is incorporated with the Ogly app, right? So it will be always updated with new content, and I will always be revamping the app to include better features according to my customers' demand. Like my customers is you. And then vision board, where you can put pictures of what inspires you, pictures of what motivates you, pictures that excites you to do certain things, right? And you could put a hybrid, you could put a picture, right? A text is a purely vision written in text, right? Vision is a very powerful thing. It gets people to see things in a certain way. Okay, so let's say for example Singapore's vision for itself, right? When it was just a fishing village. What is his vision for itself to build into a city? This vision was communicated through national anthems, through the Singapore Pledge, and then it was actualized through schools, through through businesses. What tells this vision guides everyone in the nation on what to do, what they want to achieve, and inspires them to do the right thing, right? So, and you can put a hybrid of pictures and text to inspire yourself, or use it to inspire others on your vision. Make sure your vision is a very positive one, so that you do it, and you do it, and other people would be inspired to live a good life from that vision also. So that's about it. But I have one last feature. This plus sign here actually allows you to take a quick note, right? If it can be hybrid, it could be canvas, or it could be text. So if it's a hybrid, then you can draw your thing here, alright? Okay, you can choose different color pens of various thickness, right? And then here you can type a text, right? Okay, you can have a full text form or full canvas form, right? And you can erase, and you can save, right? Then the good thing is you can save as many templates as you like. There's no limit, right? One good thing about Ogly is a lot of things is unlimited, it's limitless, right? So it's unlike some, you always when you do using some app, you feel that, oh, there's only 10 things that you can write before it runs out of space and things like that. But Ogly doesn't have anything like that, and you also have minimal constraints. That means you can create and name any categories you like, and that is one thing that's great about Ogly too. So that's it. And Ogly, the last thing about Ogly is that it's so cheap now. It's like $1.99, but I cannot promise to keep it at that price, because I will likely going to raise it over time to $100+, right? This is because I'm going to put a lot of effort to make it better. So get it while it's cheap, right? And it's a very great app compared to a lot of apps in the market. So there's no reason for me to keep it at a price that's lower than those other apps in the market, right? And people have spent like $100-$200 buying notebooks, which is less functional and less useful than the app. I can't believe that anybody would buy those books and carry those heavy books with them just to know. And it's less flexible, you cannot erase them so easily, and they're selling for like $50 and $60. It makes me very upset that my app is selling at $1.99. So get it while it's cheap, or I'm going to raise the price. I am really going to raise the price. Okay, so that's it. I hope you enjoy this video and actually have a great time using my app, right? And if you have a very good life because of that, yeah, please send me a message. Thank you.